Good morning, YouTube. DJ Dre back over here at the Money Table for the Money Mix Show. And today, episode 4, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the Robinhood app. We're going to learn some important tools of this app, learn how to navigate it a little bit better. And we also going to pick up from where we left off yesterday with the stocks that we purchased, see how they doing, see which direction we want to go, and just learn a little bit more about Robinhood, some of the simple tricks of the trades of the app. Before we get started, I always like to read my disclosure. I'm not a professional financial advisor, accountant, or licensed investment professional. The views and opinions here expressed by me in this content are purely and solely based on my personal experiences, research, and opinions. All right, once we got the technical stuff out the way, we're going to dive into this show real quick. So yesterday, let me go to my Robinhood app real quick. Yesterday, we started off with $1,000 and we invested. And today, you see, we are down. We at $983. So we pretty much lost. So we lost around about $17 yesterday. And one of the reasons, don't panic. I don't want y'all to panic out here because you see we're down already and this was our first day of trading, the first day of getting you into. Do not panic. We in this for the long run. We got some good stocks up here. One of the reasons why we're down, because yesterday some of the stocks that I picked, if you recall what I said, a lot of the stocks a few of them were in the green. And I don't like to buy stocks when they're in the green. I like to purchase them on a day like today, when the stocks were in the red. Say, for instance, you hear I'm pulling up Google. Today was in the red. Actually, the market in general today was not a good day. Normally, when you have a not so good day in the market, the following day comes up a little better. But there are trends, so you got to watch the trends, and that's why we use our stop losses. Pretty much as you can see here today, all of our investments, all 4 of them, Google, Apple, I'm not sure if I can blow that up, Google, Apple, MU, that's Micron Technology, and Walmart, all of them went down today. Google 0.29%, all of them relatively small, but Micron Technology went down 2.23%. We're not in panic mode right now. We are still not in panic mode because my threshold is 6%. If any of these drop below 6%, Robinhood will kick them out, except for Walmart, which is a fractional share. I got to keep my eyes on Walmart myself because Robinhood will not kick me out of Walmart because it's a fractional share. And if you remember what I told you yesterday, you must have at least 1 full share in order to put a stop loss in. Okay, so this is where we are today. Let's not panic. Let's just learn a little bit more about the app. Let's try to navigate the app and learn a little bit more about trading. So one of the things down here that I want to show you today, if you can see where I'm scrolling at here, it says my first list right here. My first list. These are stocks under the first 4. The first 4 are the ones that we have. Under that are stocks that I have on my watch list. These are stocks that I'm keeping my eye on. These are stocks that I have in my other portfolio that I've been holding for some time. And the reason why you have a watch list is because if a stock gets kicked out because of that 6% drop loss, you want to have your eye on other stocks. You want to see how other stocks are performing. Even though you don't have them in your portfolio, you still want to keep an eye on other stocks. Now, like I said yesterday, I don't like to keep a whole lot of stocks in my portfolio. I only like to keep around 5 stocks in my portfolio, a maximum of 7. I want to show you real quick a graph of pretty much how I break down my particular portfolio. Now, this is a simple chart here. It's a 100% chart, and I stick by this, over investing over time, this particular chart that I came up with has done me well and it has been very successful. Individual company stocks. If you can see, this chart is broken down to 100%. Individuals investment stocks, I will have 4 of those all getting 20% a piece. So if I have $1,000, that means $200 will go on each stock. Now, if you can see yesterday, some of these stocks were over $200. So I wasn't able to just put an equal amount on each stock. But once you get your portfolio high enough, once you get the value of your portfolio high enough, you will be able to put an equal amount on each stock if you choose to. That's what I choose to do. You don't have to do that, but that's what I choose to do, and it works well for me. So if you see here, we got individual stock right here at 20%. Then we have an individual company stock here at 20, another individual stock at 20, and over here, the fourth one can either be a fourth stock or a ETF. And an ETF is where you have a combination of stocks put together. Now, the last part of my pie chart right here is cryptocurrency, which I would allow 10% of my portfolio in cryptocurrency, 10% of the total value of my portfolio. So if you're dealing with $1,000 in your portfolio, then 10% of that should go towards cryptocurrency. I didn't do that yet because I want to build a portfolio up a little bit more. I want to get a little bit more money into it so that I can get equal parts. Probably once we get to around maybe $1,300 to $1,500, then we might be able to divide things up a little bit better, get some cryptocurrency, which is 10%, and then a very important one at the top, 10% into high risk. Now you might ask, what is high risk? Well, high risk are stocks, in my opinion, that are extremely volatile. But these are the stocks that can make you a lot of money. I'm going to jump back over here to Robinhood real quick and show you what I mean by a high risk stock. Let me go to the desktop version because a lot of you out there are using the desktop version right here. Pop right up. Scan this. SanDisk Corporation is what I can consider to be a high risk stock. I'm going to read a little bit about them. They engage in the development and manufacture and provisions of storage devices and solutions based on NAND flash technology. Its products include solid state drivers, memory cards, and USB flash drives. Gives you the amount of when they were founded. This is a fairly new company, so this is definitely a risky investment. 2024. So they're only a couple of years old. They have 11,000 employees though. Okay, their stock volume 10.86 million. That means that's how much stock trading per day. If you look at the bottom down here, it says today's volume. That's how much was traded and passed on this stock. Now, these are the kind of stocks that can make you wealthy, can increase your portfolio, can definitely help out on the down days, and you can lose money on these stocks too. I have this particular stock in my other portfolio, and I want to show you the performance of this stock. Today didn't do that bad, didn't do that well. It's in the red today, but it's just barely in the red, only minus 0.46%. That's excellent for a stock of this magnitude. If you look at 1 week performance, the past week it went up 8.86%. The past month, in 1 month, this stock went up 87.72%. So wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of gains. I only put 10% on these particular stocks because they are risky. They can drop on you real quick. If you see right here where this graph is here, let me get my cursor out. If you see right here where we went up strong, then we had a nice drop. You know, that can be a significant loss if you have a lot of money on it. Only put 10% on these particular stocks. Look at the 3-month projection. In 3 months, This stock has went up 213%. Now, if you had $1,000 on this stock, like we just started with $1,000, in 3 months, just 3 months, it would be up 200%. So your $1,000 would have tripled. 100% means you got 2,000 in your account. 200% means you'll have 3,000 in your account. So just in 1 month, if you dared to rest your entire portfolio, which right now we're dealing with $1,000, or my people that put in $100, you could have tripled your money. Now we're going to get even crazier with this stock. Look at this stock. In 1 year, this stock has went up 692%. Wow, that's a lot. That's the kind of returns that we're looking for. Now, of course, this is a high risk stock. You cannot bank on this to happen again this year. I've had it in my portfolio for a while now, and I'm going to hold it because it's still going up. If you look at the analyst ratings right here, we talked about this analyst ratings yesterday. These are people that's in the industry that has the authority, the know-how, and the wisdom to actually analyze and rate these stocks. And top analysts rate this as a 70% buy. Only 4% say to sell this particular stock. So this is definitely a stock that we want to put in our portfolio, but not just yet. Okay, we're going to wait till we get a little bit more money in our stock so that we can divide our portfolio up accordingly. We want to be able to divide our portfolio up like this. Coming in at $1,000, once again, the reason why we could not divide our portfolio up coming in with only $1,000 is because you really got to put those stop losses on it. And my stop loss rule is 6%. If any stock goes down below 6%, I have a stop loss on it, and Robinhood will kick me out. It will trigger a sale, and I will analyze that stock. I won't be able to buy back in. These are just my specific rules that has worked for me. I will not be able to buy back in to that particular stock until the upcoming Monday. When the market opens up on that upcoming Monday, that's when I'll buy back into that stock, or I won't say I will buy back in. That's when I will analyze it and determine whether I'm going to buy back into that stock. The reason being is because when a stock drops, momentum can carry it down a lot, or it might just be a temporary loss. Some people might be pulling their money out. It might have been some bad news that came out on the company. But if it's going to continue to drop bad, normally over the course of 2, 3, 4 days, definitely over the course of the weekend. I always like to say Monday because I like that weekend to go through, and that can just say a lot about what a stock is going to do. So when this market opens up on Monday morning, if I have been kicked out of a stock, I will evaluate it, and then I will determine whether I'm going to buy back in or if I'm just going to leave it on the sideline and put that into my watch list. And by putting it into my watch list down here, you can see I have other stocks that I'm keeping my eye on. Hood, you can see that. That's Robinhood. That's AMD. That's NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway. These are all stocks that I have owned in my other portfolio, and all of these stocks have done very well over the years, but they do have their time periods where they don't do so well. NVIDIA, for instance, a couple years ago, NVIDIA banging, made a lot of money. Last year, didn't go up too much, so I have that in my watch list. The good thing about being what they call us are retail traders, because we have the ability to buy and sell stocks on our phones at our discretion. We don't have any limitations. If you belong to, say, a hedge fund or a big company, there's a certain amount of stocks that you must purchase by law, by rule of those companies' bylaws. You just can't sell anytime you want to or buy anytime you want to. You need to hold stocks for a certain amount of time. But we as retail traders, we have the ability to buy whenever we want. Thus, that helps us increase our portfolios, in my opinion, a whole lot faster because I look for momentums. I know a lot of the analysts, if you watch a lot of TV out there, a lot of the stock shows, a lot of people talk about how the company's growth is, how their performance is. And yes, that does determine the value of stocks. But in this particular age right now where we are, the most thing that I believe that I have seen that influences the value of a stock is momentum. And I believe that because the market has allowed us retail traders to come in. And us retail traders are just everyday average people with cell phones on Robinhood accounts and other accounts like Robinhood where you can just go in and purchase stocks at your will. Because of the millions of people like us that are retail traders, we have caused the stock market to trade more on momentum. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just got to be able to catch the momentum. And one of the things that you can catch momentum is if you remember earlier in my first episode, I used a few AI programs. This here is one of them. It's called Magnify. You can ask this particular program or app questions. It's an AI program. I can ask it what momentum stocks are hot right now. We're just going to put this in real quick. What momentum stocks are hot right now? Okay, we're going to hit that and it's going to search for me. That's why I like this particular app. Here you go. It just popped up. Here are some of the hottest momentum stocks right now, all sharing a strong momentum score. Now, it gives you the ticker and you can just take any of those. Let me blow them up real quick so you can see. Now, this is AI. Me personally, I would not be able to go through the stock market that fast and find momentum stocks. Now, I'm not telling you to go and purchase any of these. You got to do your homework on them. You got to see why they're growing, how fast they've grown. Have they maxed out yet, or does it seem like they maxed out? But these here are definitely stocks that can help your portfolio skyrocket and take off to the next level. So I know I packed in a lot today. I actually wanted to, get into a little bit of the Robinhood app, just a little bit more, the navigating of it. And we will do that in the upcoming days. I don't want these videos to go too long. So once again, I want to thank you for checking out the Money Mix Show. Make sure you back here at the Money Table tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. sharp. We started off with the Money Mix first. Right after the Money Mix, I come back over here to the Money Table and we trade stocks live. We see where our portfolio was going and we see what we can get into next to increase our investments and to increase our prosperity. So once again, I want to thank y'all for checking me out. My name is DJ Dre. Make sure you make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you tell somebody this is a new channel, but I'm not new to this game. Been doing it for a minute. So once again, I appreciate you checking me out. Much love. I will see you tomorrow morning sharp, 9 o'clock. Let's go.